If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
It was a situation where my girl cousin got killed.
Yeah.
And a nigga that was from 600 did it. Yeah. Because that was his baby mama. So he was mad on some baby mama, baby daddy shit in the crib together. They had their baby sitting right here. Plus he was pregnant with another baby by him. And he killed her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga named Bite Down?
Yep, you know. You gotta understand, this nigga not only killed his baby mama with a baby in her, his own flesh.
In front of the kid.
And the baby was right here. That's two. Then you ran around the crib, killed her brother, then shot her friend, and shot her mama.
Oh my
Boy, you
God.
crazy. Nah, you ain't even did this to the ops.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Hey, that's crazy.
That's some sick. That makes you feel like, damn, I did not know you at all.
Like,
I had no idea who you were.
Boy, you stayed, like, you realize lived in my auntie crib. They fed you. Like, you had 2 kids by my cousin. Motherfucker really treated you like family. Mind you, it been multiple situations where I'm calling home from jail. They like, yeah, Imani and him was just fighting. I can't wait till you come home. You hear me? Cause he did some shit when I was out of jail before, and I made him pull up to the crib. Like, boy, come holler at me right now. Boy, this shit gonna get out of hand. Well, I don't play about my cousins, folks. Yeah. I was staying on 119th to Princeton. He pull up to the crib. Him and my cousin brother, they getting into it because he keep putting his hands on her. I just told him, like, I'm home, folks. We not doing that. If you got a problem, whatever going on, bro, call me. I'ma make sure the situation, like, you know what I'm saying? He all right, but he was still on some fake tough shit. Yeah. And from there, I told him, like, well, she need to leave his ass alone, stop fucking with him, you know what I'm saying? He too emotional, he too sentimental, and he a dirty ass nigga. He don't got no money, he don't got nothing, you feel me? So he really around this bitch leeching and using just to get by, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Only thing this nigga got is a gun, not even a pair of drawers.
Like, how surprised were you when you heard that something that wild had happened? Like,
I mean,
you know,
of course, you know, a motherfucker was thinking in their head, like, nah, this can't be true, or nah, this ain't real, cause, you know what I'm saying, all the times that I chopped it up with him, you know what I'm saying, he seemed like an understanding person, like, oh, I love her, I never hurt her, this is my wife, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da-da. Seemed like a good dude, you feel me? But I was shocked at that shit. He a street nigga. I didn't think he was gonna go outside like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's a wild story, man. A very unfortunate situation. Do people start, you know, what's the reaction from everybody? Like, are you seeing people say free him off the bat?
I mean, Vaughn was one of the first that DM'd me. RP King Vaughn. He was one of the first niggas that DM'd me about putting Bite Down name in a song, you know what I'm saying? But I told him, like, you feel me? It is what it is. Shorty ass come home, we nailing his ass, you know?
Cold-blooded demonstration. But here it is, right? We have brother Bite Down from 600, one of the most notorious and dangerous gangs on the south side of Chicago. Now, this boy right here done laid up here and killed his child's mother. Do y'all hear me? His child's mother. 20-year-old Imani shot her and killed her. But not only that though. Killed her 16-year-old brother Elijah. Shot him in the back. And I know y'all probably saying, well, damn, hood educated, why would somebody do something like that? Why would Bite Down do something like that? Well, according to reports, it all started over an argument because Bite Down got another girl pregnant and Imani, she wasn't going for it. So, of course, she checking him and letting him know, hey, man, look, you out of pocket. But not only that, though, Elijah, her 16-year-old brother, he ain't like Bite Down. And the reason why he didn't like Bite Down, because Bite Down was abusive, physically, verbally, and emotionally to his older sister. Now, for those of you who have little brothers, you know how your little brother is about you. You know, I got older sisters, and I'm talking about, I used to defend my older sisters like I was their husbands or they boyfriend or something like that. I'm talking about, I'll be like, you finna go out wearing that? No, you can't wear that. They be like, boy, if you don't get out of there, boy, who you think you talking to? But that's just how little brothers is about their older sisters, and especially their baby sisters, right? So here it is, Elijah defending his sister. You know, they get to tussling. Him and Bite Down get to fighting. And I'm talking about, they saying that Elijah was good with his hands. And he put them things on him. And that kicked off everything. But let's do a little, let's get to the backstory, right? Let's do a little historical information to find out, you know, a little bit about Bite Down. Bite Down in the year of 2007 was arrested and convicted of carrying a firearm. 2007. So what that tell us? He was 19 when he got caught up for this crime. So in 2007, that boy was 10 years old. 10. I'm talking about like that. That should tell you enough about Bite Down right there. This boy carrying a pistol at 10. But what people need to realize and understand one thing, in Chicago, they jump off the porch early. So he was 10 in regular years, but in Chicago, he probably was 21 in gangbang years. You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference. I know y'all probably say, nah, hood, that's a baby. No, listen, a 10-year-old would kill you in Chicago. They got 10, 12, 11-year-old guys riding, I'm talking about riding slick in Chicago. Smoking cigarettes, smoking that good old Mountain Lion Kush, drinking, popping pills at 10. They wild. So here it is, this boy get arrested and get a year in juvenile detention for having a firearm at 10. I believe it was 2014, he get caught with another pistol. But this time they charged him with aggravated possession of a firearm. And for those of you who don't understand what that means, check it out.
Aggravating factors. A person can be charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon if they carry a loaded, accessible firearm. This is true even if you have a FOID card, but not a concealed carry license. Carry an unloaded firearm with ammunition immediately accessible. This applies to firearms other than a pistol, revolver, handgun, taser, or stun gun. Do not have a firearm owner's identification, FOID card, and or a concealed carry permit. Are under 21 in possession of a handgun. Have an order of protection issued against you within the previous 2 years. Had a gun while committing a misdemeanor involving the use or threat of violence.
So it was either one of those, right? And being that he was 10 with a pistol, that tells me that he was about that life at 10. And being that he got caught up in 2014 with another pistol, that tells me that he's about that life. So it possibly could have been him threatening somebody with a gun. And this is just my assumption. I don't know. You know, but being that he carrying guns at that young age, that tells us that, listen, this boy right here is about that. You see? Now, after Get Out the last time, I think him and Imani met in 2015, right? And they kicking it, laughing and giggling or whatever, you know, puppy love type demonstration. He frequently going to the house, you know, where she stay at with her mama and her little brother. And so they have a baby together. Yeah, they got a baby. And during all this right here, this is when the relationship between Bite Down and Elijah starts to sour, because he's seeing how this boy is treating his sister, and he don't like that. So they always arguing back and forth, you know what I'm saying? But they never got to the point of fighting until that unfortunate night. Now, here it is. Imani is pregnant with another one of his babies. They already got a child, but she's pregnant right now. So one night, 2016, they get to arguing, right? And when I say they, I'm talking about Bite Down and Imani. They get to arguing because here it is, he come and tell her, look, I got another girl pregnant. She ain't going for it. She's snapping out. So he get the rough housing her while she's pregnant. Lil' bro ain't going for it. Lil' bro come down there, see what's going on. He get to putting hands on him. So it almost appeared that he getting jumped by his child's mother and her brother. But the brother just coming to defend his sister, and she's pregnant. After the fight, Bite Down leave the crib, right? Imani, Elijah, one of her home girls is down in the basement. Bite Down come back in the house. Now, I know hindsight is 2020, but after a fight, and y'all know that this boy right here is violent, how did he get back in the house? Y'all ain't locked the door when he left. I'm talking about, like, I mean, I know this is, you know, we here now, and that was historical things, but like, look, let me just say this right here before I proceed. If you get into a fight with somebody, if a domestic violence type demonstration going on in your house with your kids or with the man of the house or the woman, whatever, whoever it is, if they leave, lock that door. Lock that door. Not only lock the door, especially if it's a man beating a woman, hey, call some cousins and uncles and all them over there. Hey, come on, this man just jumped on me. I need some help. And if you don't want to call them, call the police. Hey man, this man just jumped on me. I need some help. Because men don't beat women. Woman beaters beat women. You see, a man, you know, a woman get to doing all that crazy stuff. A man be like, come on now, woman, grab up. Hey, chill out now. Come on now. I'm finna leave. Just let me get on up out of here. You see what I'm saying? But a woman beater, no, he gonna beat you like he fighting a man. You see? And that's how you know the difference. A man, he ain't gonna let you harm him though. Don't get it twisted. You know, you get to throwing that windmill on him, you know what I'm saying? A man be like, hey, wait, hold on. He gonna grab your hands. He gonna grab you or do something. And then he gonna get up out of there. That's all right. But when you got a man doing all that to you and all that, and, that's not a man right there. That's a woman beater. And he gonna continue to beat you. So yeah, you need to call the police and let them know what time it is. And not only that, get you some protection. Because woman beaters, they always killing women. They have no problem with it. Because once you take the power away from a woman beater, nah, he want his power back. And he feels so enraged that you got emboldened to try to protect yourself that he think that he can kill you. And he's okay with that. Until he getting life in a penitentiary. But so, in this case, Bite Down gets back in the house. The mother heard the argument before all that, right? Before he left and all that. The mother that lives in the house, whose house it is, she heard the argument. She heard the rumbling and tumbling. And so she goes down there, leaves her room and goes down there. And she was the one that broke the whole fight thing up. And then Bite Down left. So let's clear that up. And then Bite Down left, right? So they possibly could have been down in the basement, you know what I'm saying, still talking about what happened, what's going on, why is he tripping, and why y'all fighting, you know, trying to figure things out, not understanding that this man right here done left to go get a gun. So now when he leave and go get the gun, he comes back, he walks down in the basement. Imani steps in front of him because he's going towards Elijah. Imani steps in front of him and was like, no, you not finna do that to my little brother. Like, y'all ain't finna fight no more. He reaches over Imani shoots Elijah multiple times. As soon as he shoots Elijah, the mama understands what's going on. Hold on, I gotta run to the phone. So the mother started running up the stairs because they was in the basement. The mother started running up the stairs. He shoot her down. Pow, 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 pow. 3 times. She falls. But then she tries to crawl up the stairs with the last little bit of energy that she has left. He hits her a couple of more times. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, the mother said when he shot her the second time, she played dead on the steps of her own house. Can you imagine being shot 5 times? Because that's how many times he shot her. 5 times. These bullets entering your body. Your body is screaming for pain. You see what I'm saying? This stuff hurts. You bleed everywhere. And you got to pretend not to feel that pain. You got to pretend that you are dead while you hearing and you listening to everything else going on. Because he didn't stop there. After the mother played dead, she said she heard him shooting her daughter. Can you imagine that? Laying on the steps. This man done shot you. You know he done shot your son. And now you hear him shooting your daughter. But the cold-blooded part about everything is this right here. Imani was pregnant with his baby when he did the shooting on Imani. They saying that he shot her in the chest, shot her in the breast. She fell to the ground, stood over her, put the gun in her mouth, and shot her. While all this is going on, right, her friend breaks for it. She tried to hit the stairs, but she gets slowed down because the mother is on the steps playing dead. He hit her, boom, shot her in the leg, but somehow she still gets up, run up the stairs, and she runs into the bathroom. He runs up the stairs, push the bathroom door open because she trying to keep him up out the room, keep him out the bathroom. He pushed the door open, put the gun to her neck. Bow! Shoot her in the neck. Leave the house. Thinking that he done killed the whole house. Cold-blooded demonstration. But by the grace of God, by the grace of the universal creator, the mother survived. She lived. The girl that he shot in the thigh and in the neck, she survived. She lived. Not to mention, it was other kids in the house, including his younger daughter. There was 2 more other kids in the house that was old enough to recognize and see what was going on. You talking about low down and dirty? Man, please. Low down and dirty? So, after he leave the house, they called the ambulance and stuff like that. They survived. He thought he killed the whole house. The only reason why he ain't killed the kids because he thinking in his mind that these kids can't testify. These kids can't tell the police who shot who and who did what. But yes, they did. Yeah. Yeah. Them kids say, Bite Down had a gun in the house. And when we heard the shooting, Bite Down was the one with the gun doing all the shooting. And then not only that, the mama who survived. Yeah, this man done shot my daughter, killed her. This man done shot my son, killed him. And not only that, my grandbaby that was in my daughter's stomach died from the trauma of the shooting. You see? Cold-blooded demonstration. The girl that got shot in the thigh and got shot in the neck. She would, hey, look, that's him right there. You see? And the part that just blows my mind about all this, when people do stuff like this, you should want to see him in prison. Anybody that would kill their child's mother that's carrying their baby, no, come on, man. Like, you deserve to be in prison for the rest of your life. You took 2 lives. Really, 3 lives, because we got the baby, we got the brother, and we got the sister. You done destroyed these people's family. You done destroyed those kids. They'll never forget that. That's etched in their memory. It's in their memory bank. They'll never forget that. But you got people in gangs and stuff like that saying, free this guy. You got gangbangers talking about, yeah, man, you know, free my homeboy Bite Down and stuff like that. Look, let me tell you gangsters something. And for all you people that agree with freeing Bite Down and all that, y'all gotta understand something. I understand that that's y'all homeboy and stuff like that, and y'all got a code of conduct, and y'all gotta show loyalty and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. Anytime somebody would kill their child's mother that is pregnant with their baby, he don't give a damn about you. So while you saying free him, you need to understand something. If you ever got into an argument with him, what he would do to you. Because he got into an argument with his girlfriend and then got into a fight with her little brother and tried to kill the whole house. So just imagine what he'll do to you if you get to fighting him, or if you get into an argument with him. What he gonna do to you? You think he gonna say, oh no, you know what, we gang, man. I can't kill you, you know what I'm saying? But you know, my child's mother, the one that got my baby, and the one that's pregnant with my daughter, I kill her, you know what I'm saying? That, and my baby that's in her stomach, I kill him too, or her. You know, I don't care about that, you know what I'm saying? But we gang, man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna kill you if we get into an argument. Shit. You gotta be out your damn mind if you think that boy right there wouldn't pull that gun on you and blow your brains out over an argument or a fight. And y'all got the nerves to be talking about some free Bite Down. Now listen. I understand the rules of the streets, but at the same time, when I was coming up, I mean, nowadays, I don't know what the hell going on, but when I was coming up, look, kids was off limits, women was off limits, the elderly was off limits. Those are things that you just can't harm. You see what I'm saying? You just can't harm them. The only way that you can harm a woman in the code of the streets is if she is playing roles in the codes of the streets. And what I mean by that is, if this is a woman who is setting people up to be killed, you see what I'm saying? If this is a woman that's setting people up to be robbed, you see? If this is a woman who is, you know, dropping the location to get people killed and stuff like that, then she's all fair game because she's in the game. You see? But if she's just a child's mother, a woman, you get violated for that type of stuff. I'm talking about you get outcasted for that type of stuff. If not, get killed for that type of stuff. Yeah, there's a such thing as a death violation. I don't know about now, but back when I was coming up, you had your violation. You can get a physical violation, you can get a financial violation, or you can end up getting a death violation. No, we got to kill him because of what he done did. You see what I'm saying? But nowadays, it ain't no structure, so these guys are just doing whatever they want to do. But I just wanted to give you young brothers some game who are out there in that gang life. If you got somebody in your gang that's willing to kill their child's mother, a woman that they slept with, made love lotion with, made a baby with, and you think he won't harm you, your mind is gone. Something wrong with you. Yeah. You got a mental defect. Something ain't right. Because anybody in their right mind can see and be like, wait a minute. Man, you killed your baby mama? Nah. You can't even hang around here no more. You got to go. It's over with. But nowadays, I guess they don't care. But allow me to say this right here, because through all this, he just got convicted. And according to reports, brothers that was around him, that was in the county jail with him, they said that the state of Chicago, or the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago, was trying to give him 20 years as a plea bargain. But he said, nah, I ain't taking that. I'm going all the way to trial. See, that's how you know something wrong with him. That's how you know. Man, they got the The grandmama, the baby mama's mama, they got her mama to gonna testify and point you out. The friend gonna testify and point you out. The kids, they got evidence of you being in and out the house and all that old type of stuff, and you still gonna go to trial. That's how you know something ain't right with him. Something ain't right with him. And you know, I hope they was telling him, yeah, man, go on to trial. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, you can beat it. Go ahead. But see, by me being a part of that street life and understanding how street people think, he probably was believing in his mind, the only thing that they got against me is Imani's mama and that girl and those kids. That's it. They ain't got no physical evidence. And he probably was thinking and hoping, man, I hope the homeboys go over there and kill that woman and kill that girl and kill them kids so that I can get out. You see? Because for him to do it, he gotta expect that the homeboys would do it. You feel me? But they probably like, man, we ain't touching that. We ain't finna, man, we ain't finna go kill that woman, man. We ain't finna go kill them kids and that other girl, man. You tripping. Because, and I gotta be honest, in the defense of the other members of 600, right? I gotta be honest. Even though that's their homeboy, truthfully, within they self, they probably like, man, this boy done lost his mind. And we ain't finna aid and assist him. We ain't finna do nothing for him. We ain't finna go put no work in on no innocent bystanders. That, you know, you done killed the woman, your child's mother, and you done killed her son and all that. Try to kill the other girl. They probably like, man, we ain't gonna do that. They probably was pretending and faking like, hey man, look, that's the homeboy. We gotta save face. Hey man, it's a free bite now. They probably was doing that, but deep within themselves, they probably was like, man, this fool done lost his mind. We ain't studying this fool. And now that he just got convicted, it's finna show. It's finna show. Because I guarantee you, they ain't finna be sending that boy no money and all that old type of stuff. That boy finna get life in the penitentiary. Multiple life in the penitentiary. It's over with for him. Now, allow me to say this before I depart. This is a very unfortunate situation. And I want to say rest in peace, you know, to Elijah and Imani. And I want to extend my condolences to their family and all their loved ones. Because nobody shouldn't have to go through nothing like that. But allow me to say this right here, y'all. Especially for the parents, right? Don't let your daughters date gangsters. Don't let your daughters date no good young teenage boys. And that's vice versa, you know. Because you got these little girls out here, they wild too. So, you know, don't let your son date no good little girls, little teenage girls. Don't let that happen. You know, have it established with your children, whether it be a boy or a girl. You know, if they gonna date somebody, they gotta bring them to the house. They gotta meet the parents. We gotta go old school with this thing. And the reason why I say that is because when I was coming up as a teenager, I used to just bring girls to the house. When I was living with my mama, I just bring girls to the house and take them straight to the bedroom. And my mama, she'll probably be in her room or she'll be cooking or something like that. And she ain't really, you know, she ain't really get on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young boy. She ain't really get on me about that. But I wish she would have, right? Because that would have kind of like told me, you know, a little bit about respecting a woman and stuff like that. But, you know, my mama, she just let it just slide. But we got to get back to that era in time with it. I'm talking about where the mother and the father can examine who their daughter is dating, who their daughter is liking, because that gives you an understanding of what your son or your daughter likes. It gives you an understanding of what your son or your daughter has influence on, or what they are influenced by. You see what I'm saying? So we got to get back there with it. You know, hey, look, if you want to come to the house, come meet my mama. You see what I'm saying? Or you little girls, you know what I'm saying? Like when a boy telling you to come to the house, hey, look, I got to meet your mama and your father. You see? And if a boy don't want you to meet his mother and father, that should tell you everything, little girl. That should tell you that, look, he just want fun with you. He just want to get in there and make love lotion with you. That's all he want to do. He don't want to, meet your father and your mother and stuff like that, because then he understands that, hey, look, I got to be responsible a little bit if I meet the mother and the father. You see what I'm saying? If I meet them, and if the mother and father is on point, he understands he got to be on point. But if he just come in the house and he run to the room with you and the mother and the father don't say nothing, then he going to feel like he ain't got to respect you. Men, examine the boys that your daughter is dating. Look, come over here. Hey, let me holler at you, young man. How you doing? What you got going on? What your grades like in school? You ever been arrested before? Huh? You been to juvenile center already? What's your social media? Where you stay at? Who your mama and daddy? What gang is around in that area that you live in? Is your uncles and them in gangs? Is your mom and daddy in gangs? Are they tax-paying citizens? Or are they running the streets? You see what I'm saying? We got to start examining these boys. And we got to start examining these girls. We got to get back to that. Because listen, let me tell you something. I remember when I was young, right? It was one girl that I was trying to get with. And she told me straight up, you got to come and meet my mother and father. What you mean? Meeting your mother and father for what? I ain't trying to marry you or none of that type of stuff. I'm trying to have a good night. I ain't trying to do all that. What I'm meeting them for? You see what I'm saying? Because I ain't want to do all that. But if I had good intentions, if I had pure intentions, I would have had no problem with meeting the family. Yeah. Yeah, I want to meet your mom and your dad. Yeah, I like her. I love her. Yeah. I go to school. I'm in high school right now. I do this. I do that. Yeah, I got a job. I'm not a part of no gang violence or none of that type of stuff. Yeah, I mean, my mother's good. My dad's good. Whatever. I wouldn't have had no problem with that. But being that I just wanted to make love lotion with this girl, I'm not trying to meet your man for what? I'm not trying to be with you like that. So just that little thing right there would tell you a lot. You understand? That would tell you a lot about a boy. And not only that, like I say, if your daughter is trying to date somebody or she likes somebody, examine that, because that'll give you that'll take you inside her mind and see what she liking, and then you can correct that. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, if the boy come to the house, you can see what kind of boy he is, and then you can correct that. Hey, listen, check this out, son. You ain't good for my daughter. And if I catch you with this boy again, listen, they're going to have to call the police. Do you understand? Son, please, don't come to my house no more. Excuse me. Matter of fact, who is your mother and father, so I can talk to them and tell them, hey, can you please keep him away from my daughter? I don't want him dating my daughter. You see, I don't agree with this right here. And then explain it to your daughter or explain it to your son. Break it down to them. I'm talking about good. Don't just say, I don't want you dating him because say, look, I don't want you dating him or her because of these reasons, and let me show you why. You see? And then you start giving examples. You start showing examples like, okay, now you see this little boy right here. He was dating her, and this right here, they got into an argument because he got her pregnant, got another girl pregnant. And then this boy right here ended up killing her, the baby, and her brother, and then tried to kill the mother. You see what I'm saying? Now, you might not think that's going to happen to you because you don't understand, but it's possible. It could happen. So I'm trying to save you from that. You see, you got to break it all the way down to them so that they can understand, like, oh, okay, I see why you don't want me to date this guy. And then not only that, if he's a gang banger here in the streets, listen, that boy finna go to jail. He finna die. You see, them is two outcomes for him. He finna go to jail or he finna die. That's what us, and he might get you pregnant. Then your child ain't gonna have no father. You see, you gotta break it all the way down with them so that they can see it. Because if you just say, don't do that, they're gonna be like, oh man, my pop's old, my mama old, they don't know this is what's going on, this is what's hip right now, this is what we doing right now. And you don't want to do that. You want to give it to them in the lamest terms so that they can understand and they can visualize and see what you're talking about. And love on your children. Try to be the best example that you can be for your children. If you have some shortcomings, right? Let's say that you ain't all the way there yet. You might have came up in a dysfunctional household, but you trying to do better. Explain that to the kids. Hey, listen, check this out, son. Check this out, daughter. You know, I do certain things, and I know I shouldn't be doing these things, but, you know, this is what's going on with me, and this is what I do with it. Break it up, but I don't want you to do this. You see, I don't want you to come up the way I came up. And that's why I am the way I am with my daughters. I grew up without a father. I'm talking about, and I wanted him so bad. I'm talking about, man, I wanted my dad so bad to be in my life. It used to hurt me. I'm talking about as a kid, destroy me when I used to be in the hood. And some of the homies would be like, man, I got to go with my dad, man. I used to be like, you going with your dad? Yeah, man, my mama sending me over to my daddy's house, man, for the weekend. I ain't going to be able to kick it. I'm like, man, you going with your daddy? Man, I wish my daddy was coming to get me. You see, I wanted that. So, understand this right here, y'all. Being that I went through that situation with my father, I told myself as a kid, I'll never abandon my child. Because I understood what it did to me and how it made me feel. I said, no, I ain't gonna do that. And some of the things I went through with my mother, I love my mother, but some of the things that I went through with my mother and some of the things that she allowed to happen, I said, I'll never let my children go through that. Or I'll never put my children through none of that type of stuff. And not disrespecting my mother. I honor my mother. I love my mother. But at the same time, we live and we learn. And I learned. I said, no, I'm not going to let my kid. No. And so that's why I am the way I am with my children. Because I don't want them to go through what I went through. I learned from the mistakes. And I said, no, that ain't going to happen. And that's what we got to start doing when it comes to our children. We know what we did was messed up. We know the life that we was living was messed up. We know some of the bad decisions that we made that was messed up. So now we don't continue that. We break the curse by cutting it. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Allow me to give a shout out to Tracy Frazier for the $10 Zelle. Thank you. John for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Boston C. Rad for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Charlene McGregor for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. And last but not least, James Sackey Jr. for the $100 Cash App. I really appreciate that, brother. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.